Well, that was a little bit weird. Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I want to welcome you to a fun, quiet, easy, peaceful time doing some paper folding and doodling. I am really looking forward to this. If you are new here, I would encourage you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when new videos go up. And if you are a seasoned veteran of my channel, I welcome you back because you guys are really the heart and soul of Deliberately Creative. My creative community is amazing. So if you're new, join us and have some fun. All right, I am looking forward to this. I'm looking to see if we've got some folks showing up. Oh, yeah, we've got 14 people in here already. Awesome sauce. So I have my coffee. I have some lovely ginger molasses cookies that I made yesterday. And just to let you know, these are gluten-free and they are crisp on the edges and they are soft and chewy. There's no crumbling cookies here. Just had to share my treat so you guys can live with them vicariously. Oh, excellent, Marie. I am so glad that you're here. This is a lot of fun. I want to say on my Patreon, which you do not have to subscribe to, you can just, and you don't have to subscribe to anything on Patreon, but click on my link down below. And I do have the link up here in, or here in my, let's see. Where'd it go? I have to scroll back up to see if I can see it. Come on. It won't let me go up high enough? Apparently not. All right. So on my Patreon, down below in the more information, there's a link and you can get the free template. Now, this is the whole template pack and project pack because it goes through, and I'll show you all the things that are in this. But what the free template is just this one. And this will get you through every single thing that the project pack will do, but the project pack gets you the ability to print out one of my handmade doodle ornament designs. So just to let you know, but the free pack, it will be a 2-page downloadable. It will have a cover that's very similar to this, but it will say free template, and then it will have this template in it. This template, I will walk through how it all works, but for now, I'm going to show you the rest of the things. The next page in the project pack is an ornament that has been printed on the template, the folding template, so that way you can cut this out and fold it and actually see how it works and see how it where everything is placed, because there's certain places that you want to put your design. And then in the project pack, I have this page. This page is so that you can doodle your own designs and then cut out the square and fold it following this template. And I need to scroll back down. Merry Christmas. Hey, Katie. Nice to see you. Deborah. Well, so then you have this template that I showed you. And finally, in the project pack, you have the printed design. So this is what the design looks like when it's flat. And this is what it looks like when it's folded. So you see how cool that looks? I mean, it looks really cool when it's flat also, but it's even more cool when it's folded. Now this is called a German bell, and I don't know why they're called German bells. I believe I had somebody tell me that they are, you know, a German paper folding type of project, but I couldn't find anything on the internet, Wikipedia, none of the craft sites. No one has the origin of these paper bells. So I think that's kind of cool. And to make mine, because these are just paper bells, and a lot of times people will hang something like a little jingle bell off the end. When I folded this, right before I closed it up, I put it one of these little jingle bells inside. So it actually is a bell. Isabel. Aw, that's a nice name too. Hello, Cassandra. Thank you. I think they look pretty cool too. Now this one is one, it's directly doodled on the piece of paper, just like doing on that. Directly doodled while it was flat, folded, and before I closed it all up, I brushed it with a little bit of this just gold metallic acrylic paint. Any gold metallic acrylic paint will do. This one just happens to be the Arteza outdoor acrylic because that's what I had, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be anything. Rub and buff. There was a big thing several years ago where people would take gold wax paste and they would rub over textured picture frames and things like that and get that highlighted type of look. Well, origami is a paper folding, but there's also European paper folding that was going on at the same time as origami. So, and apparently, now I could find some information. There was a gentleman, last name Frobel, I believe, and he had a whole kindergarten thing set up in Germany that used paper folding, but they were doing intricate paper folding that's very similar to origami, where they were folding animals and buildings and letting kids use their imaginations to create new shapes. But I could not find this one. But this is just a flat piece of paper. There's no glue. There's no tape. It's only held together with this ribbon up here at the top. So if I take that ribbon off, which you can do, so then you can use these as boxes to store things in or give as gifts. And when you are closing it back up, you just feed the ribbon back through the little holes that you punch. So that's the only cutting on this, is a little bit of hole punching. And you don't even have to have a hole punch. If you've got a needle that will carry your ribbon, you can just sew it and close it right up. Something I was thinking while I was getting ready for this show was sitting here like this. It has these lovely little points that make it so it doesn't roll around. You can put people's names on this and use it on a buffet table at a holiday party or on table settings and use it like place cards. Wouldn't that be lovely as the place card, and then they get to take home their ornament? And you could even drop little packets of, almonds or spice nuts or little packs of candies or whatever. I think that would just be so fun to give as quick, easy little gifts. We're going to get started. Got to go do the dinner thing. Well, have fun, and this video is going to be staying up. So I am going to go ahead. I have a couple of these templates cut down so that way I could show you more easily. I just used a paper cutter, and this one is not even 8 inch by 8 inch. It's a little bit less. It's like 7.5 by 7.5. It doesn't matter. Whatever size you print as a square is going to work. So we're going to use this one so that you can see how the pattern all works. You're going to lay it face down and fold it in half. It's basically like folding a paper airplane 4 times. Then you're going to fold it in half the other direction. And that all lines up with these red lines that I have printed on the template, so you know where you're supposed to fold. Then you're going to fold it diagonally. And then you're going to turn it and fold it diagonally again. One of the really cool things with this is that anything that is printed in this gray area here all gets tucked inside the ornament. So you don't have to worry about it showing up on the outside. So now we're going to go into that airplane folding type of thing, where we're going to go ahead, you're going to put a finger up here on one point, hold it down, and fold your cardstock in. Now I'm using index weight card, so it's lighter weight cardstock than the regular Nina cardstock that I use. However, this is Nina exact. See, and I didn't even get it perfect up here at the corners. I can work that and make it perfect if I want to. Maybe get a little bit closer. Just sort of pull on it a little and push. There. That's a little closer. Hey, Kathy, I'm so glad you made it. You did not forget. Now, I've got it folded once. We're going to rotate. Next corner. It's best to go, for me, now you might find a different order to do this in, but for me, it's best to set it down and work my way around systematically. Otherwise, you end up forgetting one point, and then it won't fold right. Okay, so there we are. We're going to open it out, rotate 1/4 turn, and fold again. There's that center diagonal line that we're folding to, so you don't have to worry about knowing how far you're folding over because you've got a diagonal line to fold to. Cardstock is a little bit tricky, and if you have a hard time pressing your folds down nice and tight, you can use the back of a butter knife or a bone folder. I'm just using my fingers. And then the last one. So just line it up and find your center. Crease it down. Now, before you fold it all up, if you wanted to, you could go in and color or put the gold on or silver, you know, coloring the individual little ornaments. On this one, because there's lines going through it, I'm not worried about doing that. I'm just showing you the folding style here. Now, you're going to want to sort of reverse a couple of these folds by just pushing in. Because what's going to happen is these folds are going to be tucked inside. So, and reversing the fold just means folding it the opposite direction. So once you've got those reversed, look at this. We've closed up. So now I just realized that when I drew my design, and I will fix this on my, I think I already did fix that on my finished one. This one, I didn't get all of the gray to the inside. I'm going to have, but it's just a sample anyway. So we're not too worried about it. What it was is I didn't trim it down far enough, but I still left it a square. Look at that. Actually, it's kind of pretty with that. But see how easy that is to fold it up and get it into that shape. Well, Lisa, I am so excited. This one doesn't have any paint pouring in it. It's paper folding. Do I have a book on how to learn to make this art? Well, I have a project pack with all of the pieces that I'm using to show how to do this kind of art. So, and this project pack is available on my shop. It's $2.50. It's a minimal amount. I don't want it to cost too much for people. And you can print it out as many times as you want to use for your personal stuff. So if you wanted to make a whole bunch of these ornaments to use for your holiday gathering, you can print it out as many times as you want to print it out and fold it and color it and use it. All I ask is that you don't take my pack and put it on your own website or in your own store and sell it. That's all. But you can certainly, if you draw your own doodles on one of these templates and make your own ornaments, they're yours. And you can do whatever you want to. The template is mine, but what you make out of it is yours. So how's that? And the link for my store is down below in the more information. And if you are new here, I really want to say I have a Patreon that I am having people have been going in and signing up and supporting my studio, and I appreciate that. And then if you are interested in subscribing, click that subscribe button and remember to click the notification bell. Okay, I had to do a little bit of advertising. All right, So what I want to do next is I think I'm just going to take this one and do my doodling on it and see how it goes, you know? This one is going to be some random fun things. I'm going to use, I have a mechanical pencil with a bit of an eraser on it. And let's see here. Let's see about, I can make that bigger. There we go. So I have a mechanical pencil that I'm going to use maybe to sketch some of my information out. And then I have a variety of pens here. I'm probably going to use the Sakura Micron 03, but I do have a Zensation Zebra, Sensations Technical Pen in .04, and a Faber-Castell Dark Sepia in size small, or S. And that is, oops, that's nice to have. Oh, and if you wanted to draw, I didn't even go over that. If you wanted to draw out your design on a plain white piece of paper, you can do that by setting, grab the big template. Take this template, lay a piece of paper over the top of it, and shine a light through the back. Oops. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that or not. It's not showing. Okay, I have too much light on in here. But anyway, you can use a light box, shine a light through it, and then you can lightly pencil on. So you can just use that template from the free templates that's available on my Patreon. So if I wanted to just draw on a piece of paper, I can do that. But I thought we would draw on this. And the reason why is it makes it easier for you to see the boundaries that I'm keeping. The only thing I want to do is I need to remind myself where the, let's see, there's that. There's a point right here that is kind of crucial. If you know where that point right there is, that's this point right here, you can make it so your pieces don't overlap and fall over the edge. So I had a Christmas ball on this one, and I didn't pay attention to where that point was going to land, and my ball sort of fell over the edge. It still looks cool. And unless I said something about it, you would think I meant to do it that way. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. I also appreciate when you share these videos with your friends. So I am going to look at this and really quick, sorry, I'm going to put this up in front of my face for a second. I'm shining a light through it from my ceiling just so I can get that point. There. Now I know how far I can go down, because this would be a light line like that. And you wouldn't even have to put it up to the light like that. You would just follow these lines and put them going across all the way around. That just helps me know I have an octagon here in the center. That's this bit. And then it has these little triangles on each corner. That's those pieces. And then the main part up here, and that's where this is. And if I pull out, you can see it better right here. And that's one of the reasons why I did the pack that way, with multiple ways of looking at it, so that way you can see, because different people learn different ways, you know? I am going to go ahead and say, what type of a design do I want to put on here? I need to go ahead and shrink that just a smidge, I think. Wrong one. Wrong one. I need to find an edge so that I can shrink it just a little bit. There we go. All right, I think I'm just going to go in with the pen and just start doing the doodles. I think, well, maybe no. Maybe no. Maybe I'll give it a... I'm going to lightly pencil on those triangles also. So I remember that those are actually, those little triangles are these little guys down here. Because this one, I didn't fill it all the way up to that edge, but I know where it is that way. Just a little thing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get some doodling going, and I think I'm going to put a circle sort of in the center. And you notice, whoops, let's see. Oh, we're going to do something. This might be a little bit... Okay, I'm going to try something. I am going to try changing to a different camera, and I'm going to have to zoom it and move it. So hold on for half a second, and let's see how this goes. Oh, it's not too far off. There. And then zoom, 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 zoom. And then all I have to do is find my program for the lighting. Some of this is, you know, learning how to do it while you're doing it all by yourself without anybody else running the show. But it's fun this way. I like a challenge. So now I'm going to see. It's got to catch up with me. You guys are all catching up with me anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Aha, there we can go. And I want to make it, whoa, not that dark. Oh, that's about as good as it's going to go. Okay, it's going to go dark, it's going to go light, and then we're going to be back. So let's see if this makes it work out. I think I want to make, it's going to have an 8-arm star type of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go out with long pointies, I think. Not quite like a star, but sort of. And, you know, when you're first laying out a doodle, it doesn't have to be beautiful and perfect and totally ready for everybody to see. And this is going to go through a little bit of an ugly stage. And if I was doing it all by myself with nobody else watching, I probably would not have wobbly lines. But one of the neat things with doodling is your wobbly lines, as long as you are drawing it all and the lines are being drawn by the same hand all the way through, it's okay. It's going to have a consistent look to it. So let's see here. I'm going to clean that up just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is just make my circle a little smaller. And then I'm going to go around and make little tiny lines. And look at that. That just pulls it together. It makes it look like I was making shadows. We'll skip back to this one. Yeah, see, I can't keep my myself just in one place, can I? I'm having too much fun playing with this. Put that back. All right. I think this is a better angle. Now, I want to fill this in. And filling this in is going to go really, really easy. Because, I'm going to minimize that. Move that back up. because what we're going to do is I'm going to take a line across, and then I'm going to go from this line and swing out ever so slightly to that one, turn, and I'm going to start here away from this line, and I'm going to go up and to that point there, and then swing out just a little bit. This is based on an actual type of doodle pattern, but I'm not quite sure because I'm actually doing it differently. I'm keeping it, looks like I'm keeping it together in one point here and sort of braiding it because I'm not doing it the right way. Oh well. I should have gone from here and swung out, but I didn't. So we're making up our own new pattern. And that's cool too. See, whoop, almost. I almost started doing it the right way. So it's almost like, I guess they would call it a paradox pattern. That's what I used on the bottom of this. But I did it the right way. But now, as long as I keep doing it the wrong way the same, it's going to end up looking really cool. So from here, actually from there, I'm going to go across and out. This one's going to come out, but then this one is going to start on the out and go in. Oh, this is going to look really cool when it's done. Out. And you can put your lines as close to each other as you want, or farther apart. Farther apart is easier. It's a little less refined looking. This one I took a lot of time and added a lot of lines. So is chat working here, guys? Can somebody say hello? I know I have people here, and I know that you guys are watching and enjoying, and maybe you're drawing too. It's hard to draw and chat at the same time. Oh, well, I just really thinned that one down, didn't I? Sometimes when you're doing things like this, you want to not be talking and not be chatting about things so that you can stay on your pattern. So, you know, I don't expect this one to be a total masterpiece. Ah, hello, hello. Okay, good. So, is anybody else drawing along with me? Or are you guys working on figuring out how this goes first and then going to draw along? Because you can do it both ways. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Look how this is actually sort of layering up together. It's looking like the woven straw stars. Ah, that's excellent, Kathy. You know, watching and coloring, listening, just having me on in the background, that works. It does not, you know, I turn a lot of people on my television on YouTube just to have background noise. And I've been, oh my gosh, I have been binge watching Time Team. Time Team is a British archaeology show where they go in and for 3 days they go on to different locations and they do a full archaeological dig in 3 days and look for, you know, old castles or Roman villas or, oh, it's just so cool. So I have been learning a lot of things about Roman villas and their the way the Romano Brits lived. And that's really, learning, keep growing. Yep, I just tapped the bell. All right, going across. And then you just keep going around. This is very meditative, or very peaceful, and can put you into just a sense of well-being doing these types of things, especially when you watch them grow in front of your eyes like this. You notice I'm not staying exactly on my path for how this is going, but it's looking similar enough. And notice my lines are not perfect. They are not all the same thickness. They're not ending perfectly. There's wobbles in them, but it's making the whole thing look really cool. So I'm fine with how this is looking. And I hope that you are gentle with yourself when you do things like this also. You don't need to be harsh with yourself. You can just cut yourself some slack, especially this time of year. So many people are rushing and hurrying and worried about things, and it's so much nicer to be able to do something like this. Give yourself a few minutes of peace and quiet. Fill your own heart with a little bit of joy. Fill that bucket up. And see, they're not all weaving in exactly the same either. And that's okay too. So we're just going to keep doodling. This is not rocket science, folks. This is Doodles, and it is fun and easy. And as long as you remember that it's all being done just one line at a time, and again, I'm not paying attention too much exactly to my order. The only thing that I'm really focusing on is this overlapping look right here. If it doesn't line up properly or exactly, going across is okay. Look at that. We're almost done going all the way around the bottom. So what kind of a pattern should I can do different things in each one of the little arms. We could put a poinsettia. We could do Christmas balls, Christmas trees, a pattern like this, sort of the big star or flower pattern, like gems. And we can color it a little bit if we wanted to. Or even just the swirl pattern. Doing a swirl pattern in all of these is pretty, but it's a little bit softer and rounder than this. So I'm not sure. I'd have to do something in the little triangles to sort of start softening it up, to move it up into the... that's a challenge for myself now. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll come up with a pattern that will join up from these points going out. Swirls coming from those points going up and out. Oh, yeah. Kind of like ribbons. Like the ends of this woven basket look or star look. It really is like those woven straw stars that you find in Scandinavia and Germany. And this is a way that you can make coloring pages to keep kids active or, keep their brains engaged. I need to move that out of the way or I'm going to draw on it. you know, being in charge of small people, sometimes you've got to figure out ways to keep them occupied. So you draw something up and let them color it. All right, I think I am going, and I've got some pen marks that have already started. I want to take a, ooh. Well, I think first though, I'm going to do these little corners. And these, I'm just going to go like this and sort of just fan it out across the corner. Just like that. So it kind of matches up. So from this corner going across, starting at one corner and going wide as I'm going across. Starting at the corner and going wider out. That's cool. So do you guys like these live shows like this? I had a surprise live show last night that I wasn't expecting to be doing. I was going and setting up this live show to do it as a scheduled live, and it ended up going live. So now what I want to do is figure out something to put up here. And, oh, I forgot to do those other ones. That's why that felt funny. There. Ah, yeah, that's better. I'm going, why does that feel weird? So there we go. From that corner out. There's a corner. It's like, okay, so I have to figure out where did I miss that one? Because I'm just making this up as I'm going. Now, I should have, let's see. This one should have gone the other direction, but you know what? It's okay. Nobody's going to be seeing it completely in the flat after we're done anyway. So there we go. All right. Sound is still working. Excellent. So now I'm going to use my pencil and sort of come up with an idea here. I think coming from this sort of center point, going up that way from that center point, and just saying, I want to start working on some ribbons coming up. I think I do. We're gonna, I'm not even gonna use a pencil. All right, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. Starting at this center point right here, I'm going to go swirl. And then I'm going to come off this and make another swirl. Now these are the ends here, these triangles. This is where you would want to put a name if you were putting a name in. So say I was going to put a name in right on this little box right here. And I will, actually, let's see. I will just choose a name. Maybe I'll choose a name for my family because it's easy. All right. So I am just going to pen in a name. Now I do not I do not claim to have great penmanship or the ability to do, modern calligraphy, but people can at least read their names. So there, we've got that name. But now it looks a little bit stark. So we're going to do our swirl and the swirl going up the other way. I'm going to come back and do some more work on those, but I just wanted to get my swirls in. The size of the pattern, the square is 8 inches by 8 inches, so it will print on any home printer, which is really cool. The actual project pack or the template sheets, full size, are printed on 8.5 by 11 paper, or 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper. But you cut it to be 8 inches square. So, Suzanne, thank you. I appreciate you loving the videos. And hey guys, if you have not already, click that like button, or if you're new here and you've not clicked the subscribe button before, go ahead and click the subscribe. It didn't go. Where is it? There it is. The subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified when new videos go up. Thank you. I think this is looking really cool too. It really does have that woven star type of look to it. And if you've watched, I started from the center points. I made 8 kind of tall triangle cubes or cones, and then I just started working around it. And because I was talking, I wasn't paying really close attention to what I was doing. So some of them are a little more organic than they would maybe be, but that's okay. So now I'm going to do this like that so that I can kind of go through those pen marks that accidentally got put on. And I'm going up and making another swirl. Now I'm going to go back and add things to these swirls because I love filling out my little swirls. So I'm going to I'm going to touch in to the tip and work my way around. I'm going in and out wherever my pen happens to take me. I'm letting the line cross over and back and then in. So I'm going to go into the center and I'm just following the line. If I go wide on the outside, that's great. If I go cross over and go into the inside, that's fine too. And then maybe I want another one dropping down. This is going to end up looking very much like a filigree. When you fill in with swirls, and then we can go in and use the pen and start sort of shading a little bit, just using straight lines. I'm not scribbling. Where your lines are overlapping, some of the lines that crossed funny, it just looks like you meant to do it that way. So that's one of the reasons why I really, really enjoy using my pen and ink, because I can go over, make things look like it was supposed to be the way it ended up. So like, I think maybe there's a little flower bud or something right there. Maybe I want that a little bit wider. And then go in. Where you leave white spaces, it's like the sparkle, the highlight, the shine. So now I need to kind of be paying attention and sort of get some of those to line up. Not perfectly. And most of the time I just wing it. So let's see here. I think there's another swirl that grew up from the bottom. Right there. And I want that to be whiter on that side. Where it's overlapping right here, I want it to be dark, and then come out, lighten up, and then get dark again. You can leave these black and white. You can go in and put color on them with colored pencil. If you use watercolor paper, you could do a nice watercolor wash on them. The name of my shop, it's Deliberately Creative /shop. It's there's a link below in the more information. It's HTTPS. Well, let me see here. I will type it and put it in the chat. So here, just a second. So HTTPS // deliberately-creative.com/shop. And that should take you right to the shop, and you can get to the pack. I also have my coloring book for that I put in my shop last year that is all snowmen and snow people. And Kathy's Art Studio was one of the 3 winners last year of the coloring book from the big giveaway that I did. So she can tell you more about it and if she enjoyed it. But it's still available in my store. I have not put it into my Amazon store yet. So, and I'm sorry, I do say so a lot. It's it is my connector word. Thinking of using some colored stock to make these with colored markers. That is an awesome way to do it. Another way to do it is just grab some of that holiday scrapbooking paper. If you've got some of the 12 by 12 sheets, you can cut them in quarters and have 4 6 by 6 sheets that all are the same pattern design, and you can make patterned German bells. You know, because again, once you have gone through and you folded 1 or fold 2, you get the pattern in your head. It's, you know, a horizontal fold, a diagonal fold, a diagonal fold, and then the airplane fold on all 4 corners, and then it folds up. I know it's really easy for me to say, and easy for me to say that it's really easy to do because I've done it several times. My son learned how to do these in 3rd grade. So it's been a while since I learned how to do these. Many people learned how to do these in school. So they were really, really popular for a while in schools. And when I went online and looked on on YouTube, there were a few other people that have done videos, but nobody has done the doodling on their German bells, making their patterned paper. So we are making our own patterned paper. Just like that. And I think this is a little bit empty right there, so I think we're going to make one more. And where it overlaps, I'm going to go a lot darker, closer together, and then I'm going to come out and let the lines spread apart, and then come back and get dark again. By letting them spread apart, your lines do not have as much heaviness to them, so light is reflecting back off the paper at your eyeballs, and so it looks lighter. Where the lines are really, really close and tight together, it's much heavier and darker, and the light doesn't reflect back to your eyes as much. So that's why you get that sense of light and dark and play going on here. So I'm just going to go around. They're not going to all be exactly the same, and that's okay. I might go ahead and do my light line weight ones first. And then go back in and do my heavier line weights. Oh, I like the pattern on that. The flow of that one's very nice. So we're going there, going here. So that one went wide in, and now it's going in to there. See? Easy flowing lines. And if you have to do it in pieces, go like that. And then, okay, I'm connecting to here. Now I want to make this one go to there. You don't have to do it all in one line. You can join your lines however you want. Or you can do it just sort of flowing all in one line. Up to you and what's comfortable to your hand. All right. Wow, we are coming up on almost an hour. That is surprising. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. So I'm going to go quickly here and get some of these lines done. We're going to fold this one up and see how it works. I might even brush it with a little bit of gold. And then let's see, I think I want like something that the name is sitting on. And then maybe this one is coming down like that. And another one right over the top of the top. Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. So really quick. And that's another thing. These are great if you print up a bunch that you want to doodle on. If you want to do your original doodle, do one original doodle, take a picture of it, and then print it onto your cardstock. Then you can fold all of your originals, all of your prints, into your ornaments. You could have a very cohesive looking decorating system. And they're still originals to you. Oh, you can barely hear me. Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. Is that better? Let me know, Renee. I am talking a little bit softer also, and my head was turned away from the microphone. The microphone's over here. So hopefully this is not too soft and quiet. Although being soft and quiet can be a nice thing. I'm not talking very soft and quiet though, but I am talking gently. That was a weird sentence. So I am putting those lines closer together and then working them out farther and farther. I had noticed on my last video that I had done that my voice felt very, it felt almost shrill on the recording. So that's why I had played with the gain a little bit. One of those technical things that I'm not really versed in. I'm learning. And that's one of the things that the Patreon is helping with also, is getting some better equipment in, better technology. All right, we are getting close. You can really get this looking like ribbons. You know, if I wanted to spend a lot more time on that, I could really get it going ribbony. I need to go back. I did the squirrel thing, didn't I? I started on this one and then I jumped to another one. I'm not being perfect with my lines. I'm not being precious with them. I'm probably going to rub this with a little bit of gold. You can do the gold before or after you fold it. I might do it after I fold this time. If you do it before you fold, you do need to let your paper dry just a little bit so that the paint dries. Or use that gold paste rub and buff if they have that anymore. I don't know. I didn't go looking for it because I have my gold acrylic paint. All right. So this one is darker right there because it's actually I'm imagining it's reflecting the shadow lines of, I don't know. Just getting this in and getting it done. But you certainly have everything you need to know on how to do this. We got that first one all folded up before we even started doodling. The doodling was mostly for me and what I wanted to do. I wanted some doodling. So I am going to be doing another live show on Friday. So I need to find out what time of day. Is this time of day good for you guys? Would you like to have more? Would you like to have more at this time of day, or would you like it to be earlier in the day or later in the day? My schedule is fairly flexible, so I can do things earlier. I mean, this was 4:15 in the afternoon for me, so there I am with that so again. I'm really using that connector word today. Let me know though what your feeling is. Same time of day to do a live on Friday, and what I'm going to be doing on Friday is using some designs from my snowman coloring book that is available in the shop also. So on sale, $5, and there's like 25 designs. So I'll probably be using a few of those on some shrink it plastic. It's probably not going to be 3D, maybe a little bit if I can figure out how to make I was thinking I do have one of the designs that is a free downloadable design that's on my store. So you can download the little snowman in a ornament ball, and it has like loopy ribbons on the top. I might be able to figure out a way of making those loopy ribbons twist and turn into a 3D shape after we shrink it, because we'll be using the heat tool to shrink, and hopefully something that's about this big is going to end up being about that big. And it will still be big enough to write a name on the back of, use it as a tag, or hang it on a tree. So that's going to be the next show. Flexible. So when you're drawing and creating, generally a person is not screaming. That is very true. Fridays are good. Saturday, friends are taking you and your birthday twin out for Thai food. Ooh, yum. I like some Thai food. Thai food is one of those Thai restaurants are one of those places that I can actually find food I can eat. So yeah, Friday is going to be it, but time of day Friday. I already knew I was going to do it Friday. So, another question. Would you be interested in a pack of like 4 designs of from the Snowman coloring book plus the free design? So that would be 5 designs total in a project pack, showing how to do the shrink it process. Whoo, my words. How to use shrink plastic with those holiday designs, how to trace them and create your own little ornaments and tags. Would you be interested in a project pack for that? And it would be at the same price. It would be like $2.50 for that, because it would be explaining how to use shrink plastic and using some of those designs as traceables for your actual project. Molding shrinky bracelets on glass jars. That is a really clever idea. I might try that. Thank you. Okay, you guys need to get moving on to other things in your day also. I don't want to be monopolizing your time if you have other things you want to be doing and you're just waiting to see what this looks like when it's all folded. So we are just about... I started talking and stopped drawing and coloring, didn't I? There we go. Watercolor brush and brush pens on the snowman. Yes. Yes. That is a really good... I do have watercolor brush pens. They don't work as well on the shrink plastic, but I have some of the alcohol markers. And as long as your alcohol marker ink is dry, the alcohol has already evaporated out. So, put a little highlight mark right there. See, you could go in and start putting in all kinds of detail marks. I am not going to sit here and do that. But that is one thing that you can do. I will show it on just one of these little sides here. It makes it so the pattern shows up a little bit more. Just like that. You do not need to do that on yours. See, this one is going to look different. It's actually going to go back and forth. Because I did it differently. Fun stuff, you can do it. You can do it. I'm going to go like this and just sort of finish off those little pieces. This is all part of doodling. This is, you know, you just have to decide when you're done. Because it's so easy to just keep going. Like I'm doing here. Okay, I have to finish that edge, that outside edge like that. I'm just sort of pulling it down and giving it little pointed edges to finish them off. All right, we're going to fold this. Oh, I'm having fun. I always have fun. You just got here. You really enjoy the live feeds. Ah, thank you. All right, so since this one doesn't have all those extra lines, you can have your other template pattern out so that you can see where the folds are. But if you want to just start learning where they are, you're going to fold it in half horizontally, one direction, turn, and fold it horizontally in half the other direction. Open it up, fold it diagonally. Try and match up your corners as well as you can. Fold it diagonally. And now we're going to do those airplane corners, and I need to see where I am here. I need to make this a little bit smaller so that you guys can see it better. There we go. All right, so point. We're going to fold airplane style. folding airplane style out to that corner and down to the middle. Open it out. 1/4 turn and do it again. See, if I was doing this as a pre-recorded live or pre-recorded video, not live, I would be speed videoing this part of it. I would speed it up. Because once you see what you're supposed to do, okay, so my template needs to be wider. Learn something. That's okay. I can fix that in my next edition. But my intention was that this was a drawing template to give you area for where you would draw, and not necessarily that you would be drawing on this. So I think that's probably why that little extra overlap of the gray showing through is happening. Because I wasn't, when I did my sample, I had just used it as one to mark out my template shape. All right. Have I gone all the way around? I have gone all the way around. So it's like this. Remember, you're going to want to reverse the center fold right here, but not across the middle, just at the outer edge. Reverse that fold, kind of pinch it. And I'm going to use my little hole punch before I've pulled it all up together, and right out here in the ends I am going to pop a hole. They don't have to be perfect, they just need to be not on the fold line itself. So now you've got a hole in each corner. We're going to go ahead and squeeze these little parts in. And you see it feels a little weird. You're going to push on that, push out that little bottom, and now dent in on those creases. Ooh, look at that. That is cool. And see how that would sit. And Margot would have her ornament, but it wouldn't be so out there in the big, huge thing. Go slow. Doodling is good for your soul. Doodling is very good for your soul. So there we go. Like that. And you want that bottom to be popped down when you pull your arms up together. And you see how this is, so sometimes that happens. See how it's kind of dented funny? Just pop it from the inside and then tighten up your little creases. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a piece of ribbon. Let's see here. The way to close this that I found the easiest is you start from the inside, push a ribbon through, and pull the arm out. Go directly across and push the ribbon through again, the other side. So now you have 2 points that are coming together. Go ahead and tie a granny knot. I don't know what you would call this in other countries, but it's just a tie over. You know, just make the 2 ends cross and pull through first part of a square knot. Then you've got this one leg that's pointing towards one side. And you can open these little edges up and sort of push the end right up against the hole. I used a small hole punch. This is a 1/8 inch hole punch. And you see how it's like getting all mangled? It's no big deal. Just pop it. Before I close it up by putting the other string through this little arm. Drop a bell in. This is where I would drop a chocolate inside, or maybe some peppermint candies or almonds. You know, it all depends on your people you're giving this to, or if you want to even put anything inside. You don't have to. What is the weight of the paper? This paper is the Neenah Exact, Index Exact, and it is the 110-pound, basically index card paper. So it's not super heavy. This did not need to be, well, you saw me. I folded it just with my fingers. I did not even use a bone folder on it. It is really quite lightweight. Let me grab a piece of the 110-pound Solar White and I'll show you the difference. So, this paper right here is 110-pound, what is that? My brain just went numb. Let me see which. Classic Crest. So this is Classic Crest 110-pound card stock. It is actual card. This is Index, and it's 110 pounds. So, show you the. I'm just barely pressing on the outside edges of the Neenah Classic Crest, right there, and then barely pressing on it on the 110-pound index card. Totally different paper. So if you wanted to use the Classic Crest paper by Neenah, you would want to score and fold, or use an embossing tool and fold with a bone folder. So I hope that. Oh, it could make fun cat toys. Yes, definitely. So there you go. And if you wanted to put a little bit of gold on, I don't mind getting this. This is non-toxic. I think I'm just going to hit it right on those edges and sort of pull it across. Look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. And this paint is transparent enough that if you go over your design, you can still see it. And it does not affect the actual ink, because the ink that I used is permanent. There we go. Maybe a little bit of a drop down here on the bottom edge. See? You can highlight edges. Oops. Can I fold one more? Okay. Sure I can. Sure I can. All right. So, but there we go. We've got, I'm just getting the paint off my finger. All right. So, look at that. Isn't that fun? And I could, go back in and give it much more of a brush with the gold. And like I said, it just sits like that. It doesn't fall over. You can put a whole line of them up, decorate a whole table, and have names on all of them, or not put names on all of them and just put them out on tables and tell people take one. So here we go. We're going to fold one more. So I'm just going to grab let's see, do I have a piece of paper? I had it in my hand. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. I'm just going to do this one after I take a slurp of coffee. Ah. Oh, and if you are new here and you have not subscribed and you want to because you like this shenanigans that we get up to in here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified when new videos go up. And remember, I do have a Patreon, and I am always looking for more people to join our creative community over there. And there is the free template for how to fold and where to lay out your designs on my Patreon that you can download. But what we're going to do here is I'm just going to take this piece of paper, and it is a square. It can be any size square. If the bigger the square, the heavier the paper needs to be. So if you're going above a using a 12-inch by 12-inch square, I would not go less than the cardstock. If you're making tiny ones, you can use origami paper. You can use text weight paper if you're going really tiny. You know, if you're using a 2-inch by 2-inch square, I've seen them done that small, and then people use them as on earrings. Use foil paper and make them like that. So pretty. So horizontal fold, or taco or hamburger or whatever people want to call it. Diagonal fold, and diagonal fold. And like I said, a lot of people learned how to do this when they were in grade school, but I didn't. Then you're going to go airplane fold, which is just, or kite fold, which is going from one corner and bringing that edge to your diagonal that you have here. So you're folding into the diagonal. And do the same thing again. Out to the corner, fold into the middle. And if you have like tiny bells to put inside to make those cat toys, and you make them smaller, like with 4-inch squares, and use the cardstock, they'd be actually pretty durable. You could even put the super strong double stick tape on the edges to close it together, so you don't have to have a ribbon on it. Or you could have a ribbon on it also. But for a toy, I would probably want to seal those edges up. All right, so I've done 1, 2, next corner. Just keep rotating around until you've got all 4 corners. With my gold paint on my fingers. And one more, the last corner. Into that center. Down. Into the center. Whoops. Now you don't want it to overlap. You want it to just come up and meet. So that's, it can be a little bit open on the end, but you don't want it crossing over and overlapping tight, because something will be off then. So now you have it all opened up. Reverse that fold on that crease right here in the middle. That's the one that I find to be the most important, because that helps these sides to go in. You could also use a heavy glue and then tie it to get those edges to stay together. So see, we're a little bit mushed as we came together. Just take your fingers inside and pop that edge out, and then use your fingers. See how it's flattened? Use your fingers, just push in. And that's where folding nice and tight gets you a fun ornament. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, leave a comment afterwards, or, you know, even now, I think. I think you can leave a comment now. But if you could leave a comment and let people know what you thought of this live show and the shenanigans, I would really appreciate it. YouTube is interesting right now on how they are sharing or not sharing people out. And because I am doing things right now that are different than what I've done for the last 2 years, YouTube doesn't really know what to make of me. So my views have been going down because they haven't been sharing my channel out. Which is one of the reasons why I'm doing more lives, because hopefully YouTube will start getting to know that, hey, I do other things besides paint pouring. Because paint pouring has become very saturated with people, and they tend to share the new people more than people who have been doing it for 2 years. So here we go. This last one. And they are very pretty. Just if somebody was doing an all white tree or a solid color tree, just doing it in one color is really pretty. And I'm not even going to put a bell in that one. But you see how easy it is to close this up. And if you had your glue or double stick tape on it, tying it shut like this will help you keep it all together. Excellent. You found the best price for the Neenah paper on Amazon. I'm so glad. I think it's around $10 a ream for 250 sheets right now. I do have a link down below in the more information, or I should. If I don't, I have the link and I didn't get a copy down there. So check below for the information on any products that I used. And remember to go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I hope to see you back here again really soon. And remember, go eat cookies and drink some tea or coffee or cocoa. Where did it go? Okay, so I'm trying to find my closing screen. And I'm not finding my closing screen today. Weird. Oh well. We'll go that way.